Okay, so I wanted to talk about Alolan Marowak specifically because I had a bit of a theory about this. Now, as we all know, the region in which he was introduced was inspired by Hawaii. Sun and Moon was inspired by the Hawaiian Islands. And this might come off as an unpopular opinion, but I strongly feel as though X, Y, Sun, Moon, and Sword and Shield were like my favorite Pokemon games. And if you don't agree, that's fine. But when it comes to like Hawaiian culture, myths, legends, ancestors, ghosts, respect for the land, you know, things like that are very prominent in Hawaiian culture, which is amazing and so beautiful. With that being said, Hawaii actually has a very rich culture surrounding spirits and the afterlife. Even in Lilo and Stitch, they would talk about the ancestors, and if anybody remembers Rocket Power, Tito would always talk about the ancestors. So with that being said, this feeds into my little story, where, you know, we all know that when Cubone evolves into Marowak, it is now wearing its mother's skull on its head, which, you know, listen, I usually do like Team Rocket. Despite how annoying they can be, I do like them. However, it's like, how many of these poor little creatures did you guys turn into orphans? Because if that's the case for every Marowak, it wasn't just for that one Marowak. It's like, so literally to become a Marowak, you have to lose your parent. But by him wearing, you know, his mother's skull on his head, I would think, especially, you know, being in the Alola region, how it changes things. You know, the Marowak being there, its mother's spirit was able to kind of merge with its body so they could be together forever. Born from fire and a motherly bond. And yeah, I don't know if you guys know about fire and, you know, Hawaiian legends, culture. It's kind of a BFD. It's really important, but fire is life, guys. Fire is life. So I think that that's a really good theory as to how this Marowak got this way. And it actually inspired one of my fanfics, which was Marowak's Revenge. And I know it sounds really, really cheesy, but I didn't care and I still like it. Where basically, let's just say mother and son team up together and they let the Team Rocket organization know just how they feel about what was done to them. What was done to the poor little Cubone and its mother. But I really think the rich cultural influence in this Pokemon could be so deeply explored. And as we all know, Uncle Iroh said it himself. The spirits are not to be trifled with. So I would absolutely love that if that's where this Marowak, or, you know, this region originated from. Because the Alola region changes things. Like we got the gigantic Exithithor. I gotta be honest, if I ran into that thing in the middle of the forest, the first thing I would do is call out something with Flamethrower because we're good. We're good. And I don't know if you guys have seen Alolan Exithithor in battle. You don't want that smoke. You do not want that smoke. That thing is beastly. I hate that thing. But I really do love this Marowak design. Actually, Marowak is one of my favorite Pokemon. Cubone is definitely one of my favorites. I remember me and him were at GameStop and he had to talk me out of buying this giant Cubone. And it was really hard because he was only $25. Like, they were trying to get rid of him. He's like, babe, we have nowhere to sit in the house right now. Could you at least get rid of some before you get that? And I'm like, fine. But yeah, I think that that could be a really cool theory as to how it became this way, how it became this Alolan Marowak. Because, you know, born from fire, reborn from fire, and, you know, the love of its mother, having this amazing bond with its child for all eternity, being able to be one with it. It just seems like it fits in so nicely with the myths and legends that come from Hawaiian culture. But tell me what you guys think in the comment section down below. And by the way, if anybody is Hawaiian or an islander, this was not meant to offend at all. I really just think that that could be an amazing concept for this Pokemon. I just felt like I should say that because I never know really. And I feel like we never really know what could be viewed as insulting, but this definitely wasn't an insult. I love the homage here. I think that that is a very, very, very amazing thing to implement into this Pokemon. Like, introducing the rich cultural influence of, you know, Hawaiian myths and legends and ghosts into this Pokemon who lost its mother. I think that is beautiful.